Her name was Maya, 28 years old. To everyone around her, she was the same 3 words. Sweet, reliable, quiet. She hated that last word most of all. It felt like a lid closing on her life. At work, she sat in meetings, watching people with half her talent get praise for ideas she had already drawn in her head years earlier. Her sketchbook stayed closed on her lap, page after page of beautiful covers that no one would ever see. At family dinners, she smiled politely, nodded at the right moments, while cousins and uncles talked over her like she was made of air. Inside, she carried dreams so big they hurt, designing book covers for the authors she grew up loving, seeing her name in tiny letters on spines in airports and bookstores around the world. But every time she tried to speak those dreams out loud, the words tangled, shrank, and died in her throat. Years slipped by like that. The sketchbook grew thicker. The dreams grew quieter, until they were barely a whisper she could only hear at 3 a.m. Then came one ordinary Thursday night, 11:47 p.m. The apartment was silent except for the soft hum of her laptop. A job posting appeared on the screen. Freelance book cover designer. Portfolio required. Deadline, 48 hours. Most people would have scrolled past. Maya froze. She stared at those words for 20 full minutes, heart pounding so loud she was sure the neighbors could hear. Then, in the smallest voice she had ever used, she whispered to the empty room, "If I close this tab right now, I will hate myself forever." That whisper changed everything. She didn't sleep that night. She stayed up until the sky turned pale, scanning old sketches under the orange glow of a desk lamp, writing and rewriting the email 100 times, hands shaking so badly she could barely click attach files. At 4:58 a.m., she finally pressed send and immediately slammed the laptop shut like it had burned her. 6 endless days of silence followed. She went to work, smiled, nodded, but inside she was screaming. On the 7th day, an email appeared. Subject line, "We love your style." She read it 12 times before the words made sense. Then, with tears falling on the keyboard, she typed the scariest sentence of her life. "Yes, I would love to." That single sentence became her first paid cover, then her second, then her 10th. 18 months later, she handed in her resignation at the job that had made her small, packed her life into boxes, and moved into a tiny sunlit studio that smelled like paper and possibility. Today, her name is printed in tiny letters on book spines in airports all over the world, exactly where she once dreamed it would be. The world will never beg you to speak up. It is perfectly comfortable with your silence. But your dreams, they are suffocating in it. You don't need permission. You don't need to feel brave or ready. You only need one single moment, where the pain of staying quiet hurts more than the sound of your own voice. Maya still keeps that original sketchbook on her shelf. The very last page is no longer blank. In her own handwriting, it says only this: "Your voice is not the problem. Your silence is." So here's the only thing you need to remember today. Your voice doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be confident. It only has to exist, because every dream you've ever buried is still down there, waiting in the dark, listening for the smallest sound of you finally choosing yourself. One sentence, one email, one yes, one shaky, terrified step forward. That's all it ever takes to turn a lifetime of silence into the first page of the story you were always meant to live. So speak, even if your voice cracks, even if no one claps at first, because the second you do, the rest of your life starts listening. If the story moved you even a little bit, do 4 quick things for me right now. Hit that like button so this message reaches someone who's still staying quiet today. Subscribe and turn on the bell. I drop a new true story every week that will remind you who you really are. Share this video with one person who needs to hear this today. And in the comments, tell me the one thing you've been too afraid to say out loud. I read every single one. And if you're ready to stop hiding your creativity and start getting paid for it, I put together a short list of the exact tools that helped Maya and thousands like her finally break their silence. Everything is linked in the description with my honest Amazon affiliate links. It costs you nothing extra and helps keep these videos coming. The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, the book that kicks fear in the face. Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Perfect if you think you're not creative enough. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. For when fear of failure is louder than your dreams. Wacom Intuo's Pro Drawing Tablet. The same 1,000s of cover designers started with. Affordable A4 scanner every freelancer swears by. Moleskine sketchbook exactly like Maya's, because your first yes starts on paper. Grab anything that calls to you. Every purchase directly supports this channel, so we can keep telling these stories. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to listen to your own voice today. I'll see you in the next one. Go speak.